Hey, hello. You're stuck in traffic with Wolf Gorlick. A couple-minute riff on IT and IT security. Thinking about response, right? The reaction. Everyone's like, hey, you got to be proactive. Don't be reactive. However, being reactive can be a competitive advantage. Can even save your bacon, right? I'm really always impressed with the people that no matter what happens to them, right, no matter what may befall them, they recover just like that, and you don't skip a beat. You see that in professionals, you see that in great teams, right? Great IT teams can recover from any type of outage very smoothly. Great development teams can recover from anything getting thrown at them. Great security teams have instant response. So what makes an instant response team great? If you think about it in terms of people, process, and technology. In terms of, I'm actually going to go process, technology, people. Aha! In terms of process, you got a good charter, right? Here's our instant response charter that lays out the program, hopefully establishes a budget, and details who's responsible for what. You got a team that meets regularly as part of this. And that team is not just folks from security and IT, it's cross-functional. You got people who represent the business, the application owners, development, IT ops, everything. So you've got also, as part of that process, your recovery procedures, right? So what is it that you're looking for? What are your scenarios? What are the indicators that that scenario has been realized? And what is your response to that scenario? Those procedures then align with the technology. So that's your process. On the technology side, you've got your sensors, right? How are you able to detect that this has happened? That can be intrusion detection prevention systems, that could be data loss prevention system, your DLP, your IPS, your IDS, it could be SIM. Oftentimes you'll see SIM and use cases here, right? We see this in the logs, that means that this ties to this particular use case. If you see someone scanning a whole bunch of directories, getting a number of instant file access denied, and then downloading a whole bunch of files, and then uploading a bunch of gigs, you probably have an insider threat. Execute this instant response procedure. Now, that's your process, your technology. What about people? Usually put people first. The key thing about people, and why I put it last in this particular video, is muscle memory. The ability to recover comes from having it ingrained in you, knowing how to land on your feet, right? It's a martial arts thing where you do the katas again and again and again. If you watch, Karate Kid, it's wax on, wax off, right? Paint up, paint down. The ability to immediately move into the right position to minimize the damage and to accelerate your recovery. This can only come from practice. So the best of the best instant response programs also have drills. They pick out one of these scenarios. They look at the evidence, perhaps they generate the evidence to kick it off. Going back to my insider threat, they do a scan, they create the alerts, and they make sure that people recognize it, respond to it, and act on it. It's very similar to BCP-DR drills, and similar to BCP-DR drills, which I usually recommend quarterly. IR drills, quarterly is awesome. If you can do a quarterly drill just to keep people sharp, you can have a reasonable assurance that a month later, 6 weeks later, should that scenario present itself, muscle memory is going to kick in. They're at least going to know what to do. That's what makes for a good IR program. Almost every IR program is missing one or more of those components I've outlaid. Take a look at yours and see what areas can be improved upon. I would generally recommend starting with good detection, so you know which areas of information you're normally getting and what categories of categories of threats you're normally seeing. Start there if you don't have anything, and then build out your charter. All right, cheers.